3 more breaths. These next few breaths, really focus on that exhale. Feel the torso, not just the belly. Feel the back, the rib cage, the shoulders up to the collarbone. And then as you exhale, start with the pelvic floor, squeezing that pee and gas, just floating it on out. Inhale deep again into every cell of your body. Hold it there for 3 seconds. And lion's breath it out. Inhale again, breathing in, filling the body with that beautiful breath of life. Don't forget to hold. This time, exhale from the toes. Cleanse the body, shoot from the toes all the way up and out. Feel the hair cleansing your eyelashes, the eyebrows, the hairs on your arms. Again, breathe in. Take those elbows off the mat on this next inhale. And on the exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Your hips are going to want to raise, so make sure you press that right hip down into that heel and really feel that stretch in that lat, the right side of those lats, shoulders. Melt out of the ears, breathing in. Inhale again. And exhale back to center. Inhale. And exhale. To the right, sorry. Breathing in, pressing that left hip into that left heel. Get that stretch in that left side. Breathe in. And out back to center. Bring it on up to a tabletop. Keep your eyes closed. Make sure those wrists are under those elbows and shoulders, knees under hips. Tops of the feet down. Neutral. Drop the belly. Chest comes up and up to the sky. Inhale to cow. And exhale, round that spine into cat. Get that curve going. Pull the belly button in. Exhale everything out. Use the fingers. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. So this is one of my favorite poses, and it's done in Pilates and yoga. So it's a neutral exercise. And if you just do it nice and slow, you can really feel the spine and the abs and your body lengthening, especially from sitting all day, right? Neutral spine here. Let's wag the tail, head one way, hips the other. And then exhale the other side. Press into the fingers so the wrists aren't taking the brunt of your weight. Activate everything back to center. We're going to do some figure eights. So I'm going to bring that right hip down to the right heel. We're going to swing it to the left and then up over to that right shoulder and around to the left and back. Move with intention. Last one in this direction. Once you hit that hip and heel, go up to the left and circle back around. Feel the muscle moving, the ligaments, the tendons. The breath is guiding. Come back to center and sit it down in child. And exhale. I'm going to take my hands into prayer behind my head. Big exhale. 2 more. Big inhale. Hold this inhale in for 3 seconds. 3. Take a little bit more air in. 2. A little bit more. 1. Audible exhale. 2 more of those because a lot of families still here and some have just left. So big inhale. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Audible. Breathe it in. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Bring it on up to tabletop. Swag that tail just a little bit. Taking a big breath and a big exhale. And just feel the space that you've created just with that breathing. We're going to come back to neutral and tuck the toes into our first downward dog. So send those hips up, keep the knees bent, press the chest towards the thighs, and then alternate those heels down, walk that dog. Breathing in and out. Unshrug the shoulders so that those shoulder blades slide up towards the booty. Breathe, use those fingers. Drop those heels if possible and breathe. Stretch the back of those legs. Squeeze the pee and gas. Engage the glutes. Bellies are always working. Press into those hands. Everything's working. Breathing. Breathing. Again, breathe. Inhale. Lion's breath, child's pose. Breathing in and out. So really work on being mindful of your breath, full, complete breath. We're going to move slow, precise, mindfully, carefully, and gently. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale audibly into your tabletop. Find it. Wag that tail. Coming back to neutral spine, I'm going to tuck the toes. Send it back, downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Hold. Make sure you're using those fingers. Stretch the back of those legs. Shoulders are sliding towards the glutes. Audible exhale, lion's breath. Again, breathe in. Out. High on the toes. Drop the heel. High on the toes. Drop the heel. Press into the fingers. High on the toes. Drop the heel. Slow and precise. Use every muscle in your feet. High on the toes. Press into the toes and roll it down to the heel. 2 more. Ooh, make sure the pinky's activated. Everybody's in the party. 2 more. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. Squeeze the pee and gas. Those abs and lower abs should be working. Last one, high on the toes. Hold it. Really get into that downward dog. Inhale. And exhale, float those heels down. Child's pose. Bring those hands back to the feet. Drop the head. Wiggle the hands and fingers. Exhale. Inhale. So the wonderful thing about yoga is that you can make it beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Just depends on where you are. So with each movement, take it to your level, because you know what your level is. Breathe a little deeper, engage a lot more than you are engaging when you are a beginner, because you know what muscles are supposed to be working. Fingertips, shoulders out of the ears, really squeezing that booty, really engaging the back of those legs, shoulders, everything. And the neck is long. So we're going to slowly come into tabletop. Excuse me. I'm going to walk, cat and cow it out. Now, as you're doing a cat and cow, really get into those muscles that were just working in that downward dog and send that breath there. Two more. Notice more flexibility you have in your cat and cow just from that movement. Nice, neutral. All right, let's tuck the toes and go back into our downward dog. From here, we're going to go into the split. So I'm going to bring the left foot in just a little closer to the right, and I'm going to send that right leg up to the ceiling. So the first thing that happens is my left shoulder wants to drop. Try to keep those shoulders underneath evenly where they belong, nice and long in your downward dog. If the leg drops, don't worry about it. Engage from that hip and lift. Ooh. Breathe. Press into the fingers. Stretch into that left leg deeper. Inhale. On your exhale, maybe you can float a little deeper into it. Maybe not. Find it. Don't lose that even balance in those hands. Last breath. Whew. And on your exhale, float it down slowly. Walk it out. Ooh. Adjust those hands. And then bring that right foot in and float that left one up. So find that split, adjust where you need to. Inhaling, and each exhale gets you a little further into it slowly. Figure out what needs to engage, what needs to shift, tighten, lengthen. Breathe. Last one. Float it down. Drop to those knees, child's pose. Bring those hands back towards the feet. Just relax them. Inhale and exhale. Close the fingers, make a fist. Open the hands. Close. Make sure you're breathing with each movement. Now roll the fingers in and out into that fist, meaning pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky, opening. And roll them closed and open in the order that they came. Then I'm going to gently just raise my arms a little bit so my hands are floating, and I'm going to roll my wrist around. Still breathing. And relax those hands down. Breathe in and out. Let's plant those hands down and come into a tabletop. No cat and cow here. So now in this cat and cow, you should feel a little more muscles that have been working in that downward dog split. You should feel it in the back, lats, or somewhere else. Not everybody's the same. Use those fingers, nice neutral spine. And let's wag that tail, release those lats. I'm going to do a little hip opener from here back into downward dog and those downward dog splits. So when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes and send it back to downward dog. I'm going to try not to lose my earphones. I knew I was going to do that. Okay. Downward dog. This time we're going to take that left leg up to downward dog split. Now we're going to bend the knee, open the hips up, and let that left foot fall to the right. Make sure, though, the weight on those hands is even. Shoulders just go sliding down towards the booty. And then wiggle that ankle around. Straighten out that leg. Level off those hips. Back into that downward dog split for 3 full breaths. Your last breath here, inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knee, bring it in, and we're going to go into a little lizard. So bring that left foot on the outside of that left hand. And then just find your lizard nice and slow. I'll drop my right knee, get into place. Make sure I don't lose my chest. Just kind of float it here for a second. Turn those toes out. I'm going to float down to my elbows, give my wrist a break. From here, you can press into that left thigh and then just reach away. Oh, my God. You thought it hurt when you were on your hands, right? And then it's even worse. I'm like, oh my God, it's so tight. Ah, breathe. Remember, out of the shoulders, shoulders out of the ears, breathe. And then I'm going to release and float it back down. I'm going to lift my right leg, so I'm going to tuck my toes and just float here, separate the shoulders, pull that belly in. Remember, if you're tired, just drop that knee back down. 2 more breaths. Dropping that right knee, top of the right foot, place those hands down, press on up. We're going to send those hips back. Bring that left leg into center for half split. I have to manhandle my legs, it doesn't listen. So blocks are always useful, especially if you can't reach. A lot of people cannot reach because of their hamstrings. So using something here to help is really recommended. So you see I'm on my fingertips. So flex that left leg. You already feel the stretch. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders slide down, and then on the exhale, fold. Just hinge. I'm going to walk my hands up a little bit more because that feels good to me. And as I exhale, I'm going to pull that left hip back, even with the right. Get that stretch, keep that left leg flexed, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Breathe in. And then nice and easy, walk those hands back on the exhale, lifting up. I'm going to slide my left hip back a little bit so it can bend. And then I'm going to heel toe it over to the right for a pigeon. Figure 4 on your back is always an option. And I'm just going to find my pigeon really quick. Now I'm going to walk it up, making sure my right leg is straight. So I can open up those hips a little bit more. Squeezing the P and gas in. Ooh. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Bring those hands behind the head. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Squeeze. And release. Take it down. Rest that pigeon. Make sure that right foot is flexed and you're not leaning on that left hip, straightening out that right leg a little bit more. Oh, for some reason that was a little easier, wasn't it? Wonder if it's a downward dog splits first. It has to be because that really was, no pain. Well, very little than it used to be. That's a miracle thing, man. The more you do, the less it hurts. So find any place you can to rest your head, maybe that block, maybe a pillow, maybe a blanket or a towel, maybe just your fist. Make sure you're exhaling fully and completely. Find that spot between the eyebrows. Focus right there. Sometimes you see colors, sometimes you see black and white, sometimes things are floating. Just really focus on whatever it is so that your mind isn't telling you, get out of this pose. I don't like it. Exhale, breathe into that hip. This is my sciatica plantar side, so I'm definitely feeling it now. And this is a pose you need to work up to. So being here this long may not be for you. It wasn't for me when I first started, let me tell you. I said a lot of F-bombs. And now look at how long we're staying in here. It's amazing. 2 more breaths. Plant the hands, lift, roll into that little swan. So we're going to slide the shoulders back, lifting the chest and getting that extension and flexion. Tuck the right toes. And we're going to slowly creep ourselves up. Unravel. We're going to slowly wag that tail. Ooh, release that hip. Yeah, it's not happy, huh? It's so funny. The one on the right's like, what the heck, man? Slowly come into that downward dog. Walk it out. Inhale and exhale into that dog. Find it. Float that left leg up, hip level. Bend that knee. Open that hip like a dog on a hydrant. Make sure those hands are evenly distributed with weight, and then nice and easy circle. 3 forward, and then 3 back. Open it up all the way over to the right. If you want to flip your dog, feel free. If not, hang out with me, wiggling that ankle. Breathe. Straighten out that left leg and float it down. Drop down to a child's pose and rest. Calm the breath, slow it down. Sigh it out, hum it out. Two more just like that. That humming and the audible exhale really helps to cleanse the muscles and relax what was just working. And again, wiggle those hands and fingers if you need to get some blood circulating in there. I have carpal tunnel, so it's always yelling at me. Get off! All right. Inhale. Exhale, come into that tabletop and feel free to do whatever moves you. I'm going to do some wagging of the tail. That's my cue to get water. You know, you don't realize that when you have like a dry throat or you're coughing or your body's telling you, hello, I need some water. You're like, oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and tuck those toes and come back in a downward dog. We're going to go into the right side. So let's take that right leg all the way up. Ooh, we're going to bend the knee and open up that hip and lean it over to the right just to open it up. Ooh, wiggle that ankle if that feels good. Might get a little snap crackle out of that. Inhale and exhale, straighten out that right leg. Nice and easy, inhale. Exhale, bring it out to the right hand. Walk it up and slowly find that lizard. Take your time. Hands and feet, oh, the right foot should be the same. And then the toes can float out. And then just give yourself a second to, my left knee is not having it today. And then just walk it on down. Remember, a block two underneath those forearms helps to not go down so far. Whew. And then I'm going to lean back and press with my right hand onto my right thigh. Whew. Opening the chest, though, don't sink into the shoulders. Get them out of the ears, no shrugging. Pee and gas is still activated with those hip flexors working. Breathe. It's like if I could just press it a little bit more. Does it? Is it much tighter this way? Oh, no worries. Inhale. You're on camera, Kyle. And then I'll go ahead and release. Walk it down. And heel toe that all the way over for a little pigeon. So I'm going to lengthen here. Isn't that weird how it felt? That was it tighter when you were?
Yeah, so when if I could feel it like a deeper stretch, I think I could get my leverage.
Ah. Every leg is different. Isn't that weird? And again, remember those shoulders to keep sliding them towards your glutes, away from your ears. It's exactly how we should be living. I forgot something else. He stopped. Come. Oh no, maybe his back wasn't close. Too funny. Inhale. And then just fall into it and find it. And This is a place where you really will learn to surrender once the body accepts this pose and releases, and the muscles in those hips, hip flexors, pelvic floor really start to do their job other than just become soft jello. If that, they just come to atrophy and just dissipate. So we want to keep that. Those are our sexual muscles. We want to keep those activated till we're 99. How about 109? All right, last breath. Go ahead and plant those hands and bring it on up. Oh, we forgot to squeeze, so let's walk it up. Wednesday's like, oh, man. All right. Oh, I can feel it in this one now. Now it's time. All right, squeeze. Ooh, yeah. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. We're going to hold this last one. Squeeze. Ooh, shoulders down. Squeeze. Lift. Squeeze. And release those hands. Bring that left leg in, and we're going to unravel. Hey, we didn't do the front splits, did we? No. See, we missed all kinds of stuff. All right, bring it into that downward dog. I was missing something. Take that right leg up and back and bring it in between those hands. Drop that left leg. We're going to shift it back and come into those half splits inside. Totally forgot. Don't forget you can use blocks on this side too. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. Walk those hands up as you hinge forward. Press that right hip back, that left hip back evenly. Right and left. Nice and easy. Inhale, lifting. Bring that right hip back, plant that right foot down. We're going to tuck the left toes and slowly slide it forward and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse the swan dive, bring it up. Inhale, reach up, reach high. And cactus, open up. Oh. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands to heart center. So tingled in my hair, no wonder. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Keep the bellies engaged. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into plank. Hop, step, or jump to plank. And we're just going to hold it here for 5. Well, not really for 5, but for a while. If you get tired, drop the knees. Just make sure everything is stacked. Pull those hips up and in. Squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Shoulders slide back for 5 more breaths. Squeeze those hips. Drop the knees. Exhale, child's pose. Breathing in. All right, go ahead and make our way into tabletop. So should I do this? Let's do this timer instead so it's easier for me to watch. So we're going to time that just a little bit and see how we do. Let's start off with a good 45 seconds, shall we? All right, when you're ready, let's plank. So what are we doing here besides dying? Pressing into the fingers. Separate the shoulders. Press the earth away. Tuck the pelvic floor. Squeeze those glutes. Flex the feet, back of the legs, knees up into the thighs. Woo! Pull the abs in. Breathe. Activate. Feel everything working. Almost done. Breath. Don't stop activating. Press into the fingers, shoulders, abs. Breathe. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those. Breathe. Sorry. Breathe. You can bring those hands back to the feet and wiggle them out. Whatever feels good, really. Now let's work on the forearm plank. So either one, if you're not comfortable with the forearm, then go ahead and go back to the same plank. But I'm going to try forearm. So forearm is definitely wherever your arms feel good. Sometimes it's together, sometimes it's apart. Just watch your shoulders. All right, so let's go ahead and walk those legs back. And when we're ready, oops, what am I doing? Cancel. Start. And then again, just go right back into the activation. Now, if you're on your shoulders, separate them. Really activate the belly. Squeeze that glute from the knees. Pull them in from the heels all the way up to that low back. Pull the abs in. Breathe. Yeah, no. Breathe, squeeze, don't lose it. Woo. Separate the shoulders, abs in. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just go all the way to the belly. And release. Both hands on top of each other. Bring those feet up, windshield wipers. That deep breathing also calms. I was totally out of breath, so I'm like, let me get my breath caught up for a second. Feels great. All right, so we're gonna bend the feet, bend the left leg first, and reach back and grab that left leg. Keep the right arm forward, and then we're gonna float the right side up. Now, if it feels good to come up into that curve, come up. Woo. Straighten out that right leg, lift, reach. Two more. Inhale and float it down, hands underneath that forehead. Feel free to windshield wiper, whatever feels good. Breathe. Straightening out the left leg, bending the right, left arm goes straight. We're going to reach back, grab that right. Excuse me, inhale. Exhale, we're going to lift the left side. And then exhale, press into the right hand with the right foot. Lift if that feels good or not. Watch that left shoulder in the ear. Inhale. And exhale, float it down, relax. This time I'm going to reach back, grab both my feet. As I inhale, I'm going to exhale, kick into my hands. Just rock with the breath. Keep the feet flexed and pressing away from the body so that the shoulders are continuously separated from the ears. 2 more. Inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Hands down. Doing single leg circles, that means I'm just bending at the knee and swinging one leg around in a circle and then the other. Inhale, we're going to bring those legs together, do a little sphinx. Bring those elbows underneath the shoulders. So here, just lift the belly button off of the mat, press the hips into it. Separate the shoulders, activate those legs. So would you want your little sphinx to have a smile if you were a statue? 2 more. And on your next exhale, go ahead and drop that right ear down. Hands come alongside the hips and breathe. So if your head hangs down, just, put a little pillow like a towel or roll your mat or a block or something so that your head and your neck are even. You can even use your hand. Just depends on, what's available. You don't want to have the neck hurt at all. I'm going to come into a little cobra, so we're going to place the hands under our shoulders. I like to keep my legs out just a little wider. So really your cobra is your cobra. So whatever feels good. Just keep those elbows squeezing into the ribs. Inhale, exhale, lift it on up. And I'm going to adjust my hands a little bit. That doesn't feel comfortable. So if you sit on the couch a lot, sit for work, a lot of times we want to just relax the belly, and that really pinches that low back. So you want to keep that belly activated, the pee and gas pulling up towards the belly button, and the belly button up and in towards the spine. Shoulders will slide down, chest is open. Inhale. Neck is long, fingertips are working. Press the tops of the feet in, inhale, and roll it on down nice and easy. Left ear comes down and rest. And again, you can do whatever you want with those feet. If resting is just what is called for, then rest. I'm going to slowly make our way into a tabletop. Pressing nice and slow. And then back into a child's pose. One last time. Just release the shoulders and that low back. I don't know about you, but I got a couple snap, crackle, pops in that. Makes me happy. All right, inhale and exhale. We're going to bring it into tabletop and swing those knees in front and around so we're sitting on our glutes any way you can. Obviously, I'm moving slow. I'm going to hook onto my left leg and I'm going to engage my abs and just C-curve it and roll it down. Bring both knees into chest. I'm going to rock from side to side, release my low back. I'm going to straighten my right leg. Keep it flexed, but you can keep it on the ground. If it's too much, just keep it bent. Interlock those fingers around the outside of that shin, if possible, or underneath that thigh. And then just squeeze it in. Nice little stretch here. Squeezing that leg into those descending colon, those intestines, and that left kidney. Breathe in deep. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Take that left leg and open it up to the left. Right hand comes out to a T. Try to keep that right hip down. It's not about twisting. It's just about opening that left hip. Keep that foot flexed and activated. Now we're going to go for a twist. We're going to exhale, bring it to the right. Right hand comes and hooks onto that left quad or hamstring as I stack those hips. Left hand comes out for a T. I'm going to try to wiggle my shoulders flat and just let my legs do what they need to do with, of course, the exhale. If it feels better to keep that hip down and taking that leg all the way over to the right, you could hook onto that big toe if you want. It's totally up to you for your twist. Inhale. Exhale back over to the center. Bring those knees into chest. Open up to a happy baby. And then we're going to straighten out that left leg. And then find that right knee into chest. Interlock those fingers anywhere. Left leg is either bent or straight, but activated. Inhale. A lot more on the right side. So as you exhale, just slowly start to hug that right thigh into that side. Giving it some compression and massaging that ascending colon, small intestine. God, we got all kinds of neighbors on this side. Liver, pancreas, kidney. Breathe. And on your next inhale, start to prepare for that twist, whichever one you want to take. And exhale over to the left, right arm comes out. Find that twist. Remember to relax in it with each exhale, releasing and surrendering into that twist. Inhale, and then exhale back to center. Bring those knees back into chest. Open them up, happy baby. Grab onto the big toes of the peace fingers, and we're going to go wide leg stretch, peace finger, wide leg stretch. Drop those elbows down and let those arms just be weights. If it's too much to hold the big toe, grab the shins. You can place your hands on the inside for a little more of a stretch. Find your breath. Feel the body releasing into the exhale. Nice and easy, bring those legs back into the ground, bending the knees. Let's drop the knees over to the right, cactus those arms out, gaze on over to the left hand, and just release. You want to slide that right leg on top of that left, and then just shift that left foot back over to the left a little bit. You'll get a nice long stretch in that left side. It's one of my favorites, especially when I'm tight. Tight like a tiger. Last breath here. Release, bring those knees up, edge over to the other side. Make sure you adjust the shoulders and those hips. Find the twist first, relax into it, and then on the inhale, you can move into that stacking of the foot. Find surrender in the exhale. With gratitude. It's really funny, Kyle, who you saw bust in here, does the sound bath, you know? And it's payback because every time he does a live, I end up snoring in his sound bath. So him running through my video is totally payback. I'm going to have to text him later and tell him that he's going to laugh. Inhale, exhale, release, bring that back to center. Give those knees a hug back into chest one last time. As you breathe in some gratitude for yourself. I'm going to rock side to side to lengthen my spine just a little bit more. And then I'm going to inhale and then exhale, find rest in my Savasana, my corpse pose, straightening out those legs. Wiggle those shoulders out from my head, lengthening those arms, palms up for receiving or down for grounding. Doesn't really matter. Slow and controlled breath. Gaze between those eyebrows, find that light. If your mind is wandering, find the breath. Count to 7 on the inhale. Hold it for 3. Exhale to 7. Building that exhale up to 10. Not, of course, right now, eventually. Feel your body softening. Your hair, your forehead is uncrinkling. Eyebrows are resting. Your eyelids, eyelashes, your temples, your ears, your brain. Allow the tongue to fall from the roof of the mouth. Unclench the jaw. Swallow, release the throat. Feel the shoulders come from the ears, the arms sinking into the ground. Relax the shoulders, upper, middle, and lower back. Your heart and your ribs, your belly and your hips, your glutes, your legs, your knees, your ankles, your heels, tops and bottoms of your feet, and your toes. Breathe in through the feet to every cell and release. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. If it feels good to you, you can wiggle the fingers and toes and maybe rock the head from side to side, nice and slow. Of course, if you feel like staying, stay where you are. If it feels good, you can take a big body stretch with the hands overhead and just reach and breathe. And then roll on to one side if you're ready and take